What's up, guys? This is Sean and welcome to another episode of the Iheng podcast. And today we'll be asking Sean session, and today we have a question from Yong Chen Ho. Hi Sean, love your YouTube channel regarding all I have a question and I need your help to share with us regarding first-time procedures that I need before I rent out my property. Is there anything we need to take care of? Is there any step that we could be cautious about? So Tenho, thank you very much for the question, and I think it's a very valid question because most of this first-time property buyers also means first-time landlords lah. First of all, let's talk about rates, the rental rates. So the rental rates is really and strictly based on your property's condition. It means that is it fully furnished, semi-furnished, designer furnished, etc. or bare unit. Then of course it goes from bare unit being the lowest and designer furnished being the highest lah. But then it also depends on how much you are willing to put in for the investment. But in my opinion, there's actually several ways to increase the rental. So it's like whether you have kitchen or not, is to make it livable first, number one. Like the lights, the fans, the safety grills, then the kitchen, then the water heater. So things like this, right, are the necessity. But then if you want to add on a little bit more, so you have the sofa sets, you have the bed sets, you have the dining tables. Then if you want to go furthermore, you have the TV, you have the washing machine, the air cons, you have the designer lights, curtains, all this kind of thing, right? I think curtain is on the livable side lah. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is it depends on your budget that you already allocated for the investment itself. A lot of new buyers have no clue that furnishing a house needs that much cost when it's almost more than 10% of the initial down payment that we put for the property. So how you get the rates as well is you can look at the surrounding projects, or you just go to property portals, right? Like iProperty, Property Guru, Prop Social. You can go and find what's the current rental rates like, and you can look at their condition, go and sambat a bit and do your research. Go and see that, oh, this one like that, at this size, this condition is 1,500. This one, why 1,008? Then you call and see, oh, it's at the higher floor. Then you start benchmarking where your unit is and you just strategizing your unit towards the higher rental. Then deciding whether you want to rent out yourself or you want to go through an agent. Do you have the luxury of time to do so? Because it's not easy. A lot of people thought that, agent, no, they will be earning 1 month. Might as well do it myself. The agent open door and show the room only ma. That's what everybody thought lah. But do you have the luxury of time coming in and out of your office or your work time to show the unit to the potential tenant? I think that's key. Meaning that who do you delegate your keys to? Is it you should always give one key to an agent, or you give many agents, or you just keep it yourself every time they want to show, they go and come and take from you? So all these are actually obstacles for the agents to be considered as well. So how an agent works is their ultimate goal is to close the deal. 1,008, whether or not it's going to be a paymaster, they cannot guarantee. Who can guarantee a person is a paymaster, right? So it's your duty as an owner to start filtering what's a good tenant or what's a good prospect. Then what agents do is they will start marketing your project by listing on all these property portals. So what is good that they will ask you is for your unit pictures. Some of them don't even want to come and take pictures. So might as well you just take pretty pictures of your unit and just put it up and just send to them. What I will do in filtering good agents, right, are wealthy agents, meaning that if you go to property portals, there's area specialists. And those area specialists, right, it's not really specialist. It's just that they have a lot of listing of the area and they need to pay a certain amount to the portal to be placed in that part of the website. So it means that they have done enough deals to actually be having the income to be supporting and doing all these marketing dollars lah. So they'll be more gung-ho, they'll be more hungry for deals, and these are the agents that will make things happen. If not, right, the worst nightmare is you pass a key to an agent and the agent sits on it. And whether the agent sits on it or not, right, is a separate matter altogether. A lot of owners will think that agents don't do work. And a lot of agents do work really, then they say the owners very kalangkao, very difficult to manage. But actually it's just a communication kind of thing. Anyway, that really depends on how you wish to work based on your luxury of time. If you have a lot of time, I may as well just go speed home, speed rent, or iBelay. If I want to do sublet, I want to go iBelay. Then go and just list out yourself. So you need to show unit yourself, talk to the tenants yourself, right? Get to know them, personally instead of just going through an agent. Step 3, getting to know your tenants. If you really know your tenants, right? Many may say that this is luck, whether you got tenant luck or not. To me, it's all within your control, and it means that if the market norm is 1,008 for fully furnished units, right? Suddenly a person pays you 2,005, and not being racist here, right? It can be a foreigner from any race, but it's your greed, right? As an owner, I want to break even, These fellas will actually pay above market rate, right, just to own my unit. Don't you think it's a little bit too good? Right? Many of these owners actually come and tell me that, oh, my unit rent out right above market rate. Then like, you want fully furnished, man? Designer unit, man? Not really though. But they just pay I don't know why. But 3 months later, when they go to the unit, they dare not chase out the tenant number one. Then they dare not negotiate further because there's like a 10, 20 of them. But when they come and see the unit, they'll be very well dressed and things like that. That is very convenient for the owner to blame the tenants. But to me, it's you that chose them. So it's your fault. What I would say that if it's too good to be true, it most probably is. So let's go with the market norm. Let's say 1,008. Then you talk to the flirt. It's not rude to ask like, oh, where are you working? Are you studying now? Are you working now? Will you be staying with your families? And this is the time also you start to figure out what is your house rules. Meaning, do you allow cooking? Or do you provide certain things that they can do at the unit? Or can your unit have pets at the unit? And then we reach to step 4, which is the rental part. So they will want to rent already. So what should you do? You must have a template of tenancy agreement. Those days I used to type myself. Actually, there are a lot of templates around in the market, but it also becomes a part of a resources for all the agents. That's why they are not willing to share. And sometimes tenancy agreements can be super thick. So in the tenancy agreement, a few things need to be stated is like, when is the cutoff date? Do you start on 15 rental or end of the month or every 7th? And every time late, right, what is the consequences? Then the aircon servicing, especially. Aircon servicing, right, has always been a debate between owners and tenants all the time. So what I do is like, before the tenant actually goes in, I will service the aircon. Right, then I'll show them like, okay, it's serviced 2 years later or within 2 years, it's your duty to actually service the aircon. Then unusual market norm is actually 2 plus 1 month for deposit and half a month for utility deposits. So it's around 3.5 months for rental. So let's say it's around 2,000 monthly rental, right? So it's around 7,000. So fast forward 2 years later, the owner decides to stop already. So end tenancy. What you should do is you should meet up with a tenant, check the condition of the room, is it clean? Most of the time, tenants will request that, okay, these last 2 months or 3 months, right, can I just like deduct from my deposit or not? Actually, no, right? As an owner, you should not. I'm sorry, tenants, owner, you should not. It's because these are used to be servicing the unit just in case there are damages. For example, let's say the tile's broken. Before I hand over to you, it's not. Then when I come back, it is. So in this case, right, it's very important to take existing pictures when you give the unit pass over to the tenant. And tenants also, you need to protect yourself, right? Before you rent a unit, you take a lot of pictures, right? Just as proof, right? Because later you hand over back the unit to the owner say that you do one. Must say for, right? Then after the tenant move away, you will tabulate out, okay, now the curtains are sent for washing. Wall needs repainting because they are like shoe marks on the ceiling, I don't know why. Then there are broken tiles or the bed frame broken, need to repair and things like that. Then with that, you tabulate out with all the receipts, right? And that I will deduct out from the existing deposit. Let's say 7,000 just now, but 2,000 is for rental, so left 5,000. So 5,000, I will actually deduct out like maybe servicing 1,200, right? The remaining 3,800, I will pass back to the tenant. The shitty part is, right, the cruel shitty part is, there's no time limit to this. So in the tenancy agreement, as tenants, you can also specify by when, all right, by when the owner is required to pass the deposit back to you. If not, right, the owner can actually sit on it. And there are a lot of cases, a lot of very disappointing one. All these kind of landlords, right? You got so much money already, right? You will go and hold the poor tenant's deposit. Then they say like, oh, they didn't pay on time now, all this and that. All. Besides that, right, then there are a lot of other cases such as like the tenant don't want to pay rent. What can you do? Right, legal point of view, a lot of people were just like old school people, right? Very cruel, and they go and cut off electric, cut off water, which is actually not advisable. And by law, I'm not sure. We had a discussion about this before with a lawyer. Don't do that. instead, you can always contact the management office to restrict the access card, just to disrupt a little bit and give them a call. So that's the difference between a properly draft tenancy agreement, is that in the clause, there are a lot of things that actually protects both tenants and owners. So it's an agreement. What's the worst is that suddenly your unit is actually used for very bad things, such as prostitution, such as do drugs, people get drunk and people die in your unit. So that's the worst, right? But with the tenancy agreement, you can actually protect yourself, saying that this unit is handed over with the intention of residing only. It's really just for stay, nothing else. You cannot do your office here, you cannot do this here, do that here. And most importantly, stamp the papers. A lot of people want to save that few bucks, right? Stamp the documents to make it legal, so at least you have at least when really things happen, right, you can protect yourself. Ultimately, Ten Ho, this very simple question turned out to be a whole episode altogether. And what I'm trying to say is that the mindset property investment, right, is actually we should treat this as a business. Let's say it's 2,000 ringgit, right? Imagine yourself being a salesman. This customer gives you 2,000 ringgit every month. So it's like 24,000 per annum kind of contract, And let's say 2 years is 48,000 contract. So you're actually speaking to a potential tenant that is about to agree to pay you 48,000 for 2 years. But what's lacking is the respect towards tenants. The perception of people towards tenants has always been, tenants cannot afford money. That's why they rent. If they can afford, might as well buy, right? Actually, it's not the case. So I don't know, there's not enough context in which property you are in, but do treat property investment like a business. Learn how to protect yourself, choose the right tenants. Tenants will choose you, you can choose tenants as well, but really based on your financial situation. Some people desperate, then too bad. So I think that's all for this episode. I didn't think that it would be such a long one, but thank you very much for the amazing question. And for anyone who have questions, right, you can just always send me an email at taniherng@gmail.com. Again, taniherng@gmail.com. Or you can just go to any social media platform, look for iherng. Then you can find me there already. Just pop up your question and I'll try to answer as much as I can. And with that, if you really like this podcast, like it, share it, and even subscribe. Share it with your friends, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.